It was a bright Monday morning when Keanu Reeves walked into his local bank, hoping for a straightforward visit. He needed to sort out some paperwork related to a recent transaction. Despite his celebrity status, Keanu preferred to keep his banking routine low-key, blending in with the everyday customers. As he approached the teller counter, a young woman greeted him with a polite smile. "Good morning, sir. How can I assist you today?" Keanu handed over his ID and explained the situation. "I noticed an unfamiliar charge on my account statement. I'd like to clarify it." The teller, whose name tag read Emily, typed swiftly on her computer. "Let me check that for you, Mr. Reeves." After a moment, her expression changed from neutral to puzzled. "Sir, according to our records, there's no charge like that on your account. But there's something else. It seems there's an issue with your account balance. It's significantly lower than expected." Keanu frowned, pulling out his phone to show his recent statements. "That can't be right. I keep track of my expenses carefully." Emily double-checked her screen and then leaned in. "Sir, are you sure you're looking at the right account? There appears to be a discrepancy that may indicate a mix-up." Keanu's brows furrowed. "A mix-up." Suddenly, another teller approached. "Emily, there's a problem with the Reeves account. We need to investigate this immediately." Emily nodded and directed Keanu to a private office. "Let's take this somewhere more confidential." Once inside, the bank manager joined them, a stern-looking man who introduced himself as Mr. Harris. "Mr. Reeves, it appears there's been an error with your account," Mr. Harris explained. "Funds have been withdrawn that you didn't authorize." Keanu's pulse quickened. "How much?" "About $50,000, the manager replied gravely. "We're treating this as a potential fraud." Keanu sat back, absorbing the news. "What can I do to help?" Mr. Harris reassured him. "We're launching an investigation immediately, but it will take time. Meanwhile, we'll secure your account." Emily looked apologetic. "I'm so sorry you have to deal with this, Mr. Reeves." Keanu gave a small, understanding smile. "It's not your fault. Let's figure this out." As he left the bank, Keanu felt a mix of frustration and determination. A mistake like this could happen to anyone, but when it did, it threatened more than just money. It challenged trust. Determined to clear his name and get to the bottom of the problem, Keanu began his own quiet inquiry. Back home, Keanu sat at his kitchen table with his laptop open, scrolling through his recent transactions. The unauthorized withdrawals were clear, a series of transfers to unfamiliar accounts, each for thousands of dollars. He made a list, noting dates, amounts, and any patterns he could spot. Despite his busy schedule, Keanu decided to take matters into his own hands. He contacted a trusted private investigator friend from years past, someone who had helped him discreetly before. "Can you look into this?" Keanu asked during a quick call. His friend, Marcus, agreed immediately. "I'll dig around, see if there's any digital trail or inside information. This smells like more than just a random hack." Meanwhile, at the bank, Emily, the teller who had first helped Keanu, was dealing with her own turmoil. She felt responsible, even though the error wasn't her fault. She confided in a coworker, "I just hate that Mr. Reeves has to go through this because of us." Her colleague shrugged. "It's bigger than any of us. Something fishy is going on." As Marcus investigated, he discovered that the transfers originated from a cloned card that had somehow bypassed the bank's security systems. "Someone's got serious access," Marcus told Keanu. "Could be inside the bank, or a hacker with connections." Determined to uncover the truth, Keanu returned to the bank for a meeting with Mr. Harris and the security team. He pressed, "Is there a chance someone on the inside could be involved?" Mr. Harris hesitated, but nodded. "We're investigating staff and reviewing security footage." During the investigation, surveillance footage revealed suspicious behavior from an employee, someone who often worked the night shifts and had access to account information. Keanu's pulse quickened as the pieces began to fall into place. But confronting the person responsible was risky. The stakes were high, and the culprit could have motives beyond theft, maybe even personal. Keanu knew he couldn't do this alone. He coordinated with the bank security and local law enforcement to set a trap. As the investigation deepened, a web of deceit and betrayal unraveled, pulling Keanu into a world far from the film sets and premieres he knew. With the investigation intensifying, Keanu found himself spending more time at the bank than he had anticipated. He became something of an unofficial consultant, his calm presence lending weight to the process. The employee under suspicion was Sarah, a teller with several years at the bank. She was known to be competent and friendly, which made the allegations shocking to everyone. Keanu met Sarah briefly in the break room, where she greeted him with a nervous smile. "I hope you don't think I had anything to do with this," she said quietly. Keanu shook his head. "I don't want to jump to conclusions. That's why we're investigating." One evening, the bank security team and local police arranged a sting operation. Sarah was scheduled to work a night shift alone, the perfect opportunity to catch any wrongdoing. Keanu volunteered to be nearby just in case. Hours passed quietly, tension building in the empty bank. Suddenly, the security camera showed Sarah accessing restricted files. She was downloading account information and attempting to transfer funds to an external account. Police officers quietly moved in. When confronted, Sarah broke down, confessing that she had been coerced by a criminal group threatening her family. She had initially resisted, but gave in out of fear. Keanu listened carefully as she explained the harrowing situation. Feeling sympathy, Keanu said, "Thank you for telling the truth. There's still a way to make this right." The bank offered to work with law enforcement to protect Sarah's family, and she agreed to cooperate fully. Meanwhile, Keanu coordinated with Marcus to help recover the stolen funds. It was a complicated process, but the bank managed to restore most of the money to Keanu's account. The ordeal had been exhausting, but Keanu felt relieved that justice was on its way. He thanked Emily, the teller who'd first brought the issue to light, for her professionalism and care. As the story wrapped up, Keanu reflected on the complexity beneath everyday interactions, how trust could be broken, and how courage was needed to rebuild it. With Sarah's confession and cooperation, the bank began implementing stronger security measures. The management publicly acknowledged the breach and committed to rebuilding customer trust. Keanu stayed involved, advocating for transparency and better protection for everyday customers who might face similar threats without celebrity backing. The bank hosted a community seminar about financial safety, inviting Keanu to speak. He shared his experience, emphasizing the importance of vigilance and compassion. During the event, many attendees approached Keanu, thanking him for turning a frustrating experience into a positive lesson. Emily, the teller who had initially helped Keanu, was promoted for her dedication and integrity. Keanu also made it a point to personally thank Sarah, who was undergoing counseling and working to make amends. Their conversation was honest and heartfelt. "You did what you had to do," Keanu said gently, "and now you're choosing a better path." Sarah smiled, grateful for the second chance. Meanwhile, the bank's investigation prompted reviews across other branches, uncovering and preventing further vulnerabilities. For Keanu, the experience was a reminder that real-life challenges often involved layers of complexity, and that understanding and support could be just as important as accountability. One afternoon, as Keanu left the bank after a meeting, he paused and looked back. What began as a frustrating account mix-up had led to meaningful change, not just for himself, but for the entire community. He realized that conflict, when handled with empathy and resolve, could become a catalyst for growth. Weeks later, the aftermath of the incident had settled into a new normal. Keanu's account was secure, the stolen funds recovered, and the bank's reputation slowly restoring. Keanu found himself reflecting on the entire journey, from the initial confusion at the teller window to the tangled web of coercion, betrayal, and redemption. He met with Emily and Sarah one last time at the bank's community room. The three shared a quiet moment, acknowledging how far they'd come. Sarah expressed deep gratitude for Keanu's understanding. "Without your kindness, I don't know where I'd be." Emily smiled, proud of the way the team had handled the crisis. "This experience brought us closer." Keanu nodded thoughtfully. "It showed me that behind every conflict there's a story. People make mistakes, sometimes out of desperation, but there's always a chance to rebuild." As he left the bank, Keanu felt a renewed appreciation for the everyday heroes, the bank tellers, the security teams, the honest workers who keep systems running. Back in his car, he glanced at his phone and saw messages from fans thanking him for sharing his story, reminding them to stay vigilant but compassionate. Keanu smiled softly. Life was unpredictable, full of challenges and surprises. But with patience, courage, and empathy, even the hardest conflicts could lead to hope and healing. Driving away, Keanu knew the road ahead would bring new stories, new battles, and new opportunities to connect and make a difference.